Family, welcome back to part 2. If you have not watched part 1, make sure you head over there before you watch this video. Make sure you do it. So actually what we're about to do is we're about to resume where we left off. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get into this vid. It's very, very informative. I really suggest for all couples, marriages, whoever, just to watch this vid. I think you're going to really, really appreciate it. Now with that being said,
let's slide into this part 2.
Let's get into it.
Right now, I'm defensive when my person needs me to be receptive. And I use the analogy of, imagine, Natalie, you're home and you're inside, you're watching your favorite TV show, right? And Natalie comes in and she is soaking wet. And she's like, where were you? Like, where have you been? You're supposed to pick me up. I was outside in the rain, now I'm soaking wet. You're mad because she came in really aggressive. But also, she's the one who's wet right now. Mm-hmm. She's the one who's disappointed. So your first priority has to be like, let's get you in dry clothes. Let me apologize to you because you're the person who's like really been impacted right now. And then after you're dry and you're settled and you're calm, now I can come to you and say, hey, I know that I let you down, disappointed you, and there was a miscommunication, but the way you brought it to me was hurtful. Mm-hmm. And I think
I can honestly say that I do that. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, you know what I mean? I feel like you have to learn what to prioritize. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, because like I would probably focus on not the wet part. I would go strictly to the gusto. You know what I'm saying? And that will automatically make the situation a lot more heightened than it should be because of the way my approach is. You know what I mean? And even though sometimes we might have merit that act that way, we shouldn't do that to our significant other, because if we want reciprocity, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, from our significant other, it ain't gonna start with us coming in there being aggressive off rip. And I can honestly say that I do that at times. And looking at Easy, it seemed like that's something that Natalie might do.
That in mind, sometimes whoever comes with the problem first, see that person as the person who's been outside cold, wet, and irritated. And even though the way that they brought it to you may not be the most comfortable way, just get that person dry and warm first, and then you can bring your thing in.
Facts.
Wow. That was the best example I've heard in a really long time.
For real.
And it was a great example of how she deals with things. And I'm like, not trying to be funny, like that really touched the spot. And I was like, dang, that's what I feel like, coming in wet all the time. And it's just like, well, why are you mad? Wait, why are you yelling? You know what I'm saying? Well, damn, I'm out here soaking wet. Like, that's so crazy you said that. I almost got emotional. That's how I feel.
That's a hard thing to put into practice, though, because human nature, when somebody says something to us can feel like an attack, our natural response. So we can remind each other this analogy in that moment to give that person some space to switch over into a calm and connect mode. But that's just a tool for you guys to use, and if you both can subscribe to it, it can be really powerful for relationships. Anyways, but going back to her getting something specific, she gave you something specific. What's one thing that you're like, I'd like you to work on this, and working on this would allow us to get a lot more peace out of our relationship?
It's just like that example just gave exactly what I mean. Like, whenever I'm coming to you with an issue about anything, I tiptoe about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're sensitive to your issue, but this is that. I just want you to be receptive and be like, you know what? Wow, I didn't know you had this issue with me. Or wow, dang, like now I could see it like that. Or dang, I didn't know this was affecting you. You know, I want to work on that. Or, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like there's always an if, and, or but, and because.
Yeah, I have to say I feel like that too. Like, because, and you know, this is a very good video in so many different ways. And I think this is really going to be good for a lot of different couples, because I can honestly say, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of my biggest things in our relationship. And like she said, the young lady, I think learned behavior does play a part into a lot of things, because my wife is not used to like being approached in a certain way, you know what I mean, or whatever. In my household, shit, it was World War III. That's just the way that things was brought up. So I probably have a little bit more of a tough skin than my wife do. So if it's a situation that's going on, I might not come right to her, because I'm like, damn, shawty, if I come to her right now, she's going to automatically just think that I'm attacking her. And that's not what the case is. So it's like, I can totally relate to this moment that they're going through right now. And I think that what she said is completely right. It's just that we got to look at it in a relationship, bro. It ain't no right or wrong. It's no person that's going to be right. It's no person that's going to be wrong. We got to find a way to coexist because we are one unit. So it's like, nigga, we got to operate as one. So it's not who did this right or who did this wrong. It's how can we be able to coexist to where we could just be able to understand each other a lot better without it having to go here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
No, I understand. I agree. I think you nailed it.
Okay.
In the bud.
That's
Shan is definitely speaking.
You know, she's speaking. I mean, these are good practices that we all can use in people. You don't have to wait till it's bad to practice these things. You know what I'm saying? It's better to do it when you're healthy. You know what I mean? Because when you're healthy and there's no issues, you're going to be a lot more receptive to different methods and stuff to apply to your relationship. If you already goddamn going crazy in your relationship, you ain't trying to hear nothing from nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because you mad at that point. You know what I mean? But this is a good vid. This is definitely a good vid.
You know? So if you can do that every time, or at least try to do that whenever I come to you with an issue, it will make me feel like my feelings are being acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Without always arguing, you know what I'm saying? Because even when I'm not coming off aggressively, we still end up arguing, even if it's a sweet way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about, you make it about you. I feel like you make it about you instead of the overall bigger picture.
Facts.
Because it's like, okay, well, what am I feeling right now? That's not true. If this is Natalie, you're being receptive. This is what I feel. Like, I feel like, well, that's not true to me. Well, that's not what I feel. Well, since you tell me what you feel, let me make it about what I feel, what I've been feeling. You know what I'm saying? So is that specific enough for you?
I guess, yeah. I feel like it's kind of still a little broad, but like it's not like behavioral things I can specifically like pinpoint. Like, I remember when I've done this, but
yeah,
I feel like I can definitely take in what you're saying. You're just saying like be more like open to hearing you out.
And receptive.
And being receptive to you when you have an issue with something.
Yeah, and just but all that ties into how argumentative you are, and you know your personality and how you are is like very strong. You know what I'm saying? And it shows, and you know that about yourself. So just being a little bit more passionate and soft, you know, because at the end of the day, yeah, I know you're used to dealing with guys, and you vocalize like, dang, a guy would never do that. But it's just like, I am a woman. Same thing that you want is kind of like what I want, that soft, sweet, and receptiveness, you know?
That is true.
Is defensiveness a good word to utilize here?
That she's defensive?
Yes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So if that's kind of an actual point of having a defensive personality, because when we're defensive, it's difficult to be empathetic and be sympathetic. So for you, when you hear that, is that something that you acknowledge and want to work on? And if so, what can you offer easy to say, like, this is something that I do want to fix for you?
Yeah, I feel like I could definitely see how, you know, being defensive of a situation, regardless of the reasons that why I become defensive about certain things, I can see how that doesn't feel compassionate to you or doesn't make you feel like heard. And like going back to Shan's like example of like, all right, well, you're cold, caught in the rain. It's a way to look at things, because I do find like I can think of specific examples where times like that have happened where that wasn't my first intention. It was to like make sure you're good first and dry and warm, because I felt like, you know, whatever the reason might be, it's not, my intentions wouldn't be like, oh, let me make sure you're warm and stuff. But that could probably help diffuse the situation a lot faster. I do think, though, one part of what she said is like something really good for us both to take in, and that is like eventually you can bring up like, hey, now that you're dry and warm, like, let's not handle things in this specific way, because I know that times where I've done that, you'll say I've made it about me now, where it's like even in the conversation, if I did try to cater to you, then like towards the end, like, oh, but you know, babe, like the way that you said this, I felt like that was really nasty towards me, or whatever the case may be. I'd rather you not, oh, now you're making it about you. Like, I feel like any conversation,
I can see where there's a breakdown with that. You know what I'm saying? And it might only be because my personality might be geared a little bit towards easy. But the reason why I'm saying that is because even when I'm looking at her body language right now, and even when I'm looking at certain things, and it could be, you know what I'm saying, just the way that she processes things, but the way that she's looking right now doesn't seem like she's like it's a good time to approach her. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like if I'm feeling that, I know that it's easy to feel that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's a terrible thing because we get caught in our ways, you guys. Like, we are human people. Like, we're so used to doing what we do on a day-to-day basis. Just because we get in a relationship doesn't mean that that's going to automatically change. It takes work. You dig what I'm saying? But I can see that a little bit with Natalie, because it's like, even in this situation, you know, where she's saying, you know, I'm trying to make sure that you're dry and things like this. The first thing she's saying, but babe, you know, I don't like how you talking to me. But see, the root of the problem is this. Babe, I wouldn't be talking to you like this if you was a little bit more receptive to me. I feel like you are making it about you right now because you are not hearing the big... I'm coming to you about this, and all of a sudden we're about how I'm talking to you. I get that part. But can we also just like focus on the priority here? And the priority is right now my feelings feel like shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like...
I mean, yeah, she did say that she would get her dry first and make sure she's okay and then circle back around the block and end it with that. Like, so, I mean, I don't know, like, then it's not really no specific. Like, we're just kind of like snowballing.
Yeah, exactly. But and then we're taking just little examples of their clips and just applying it to ours and things like that, and just calling out key points. But I do understand like where she's coming from, and see, that is the number one breakdown, people. Women. You know what I'm saying? If you have never dated a woman before, all right? Sometimes you get caught up in this facade of the sex being good and feeling foreign, it's forbidden. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that can make a lesbian relationship feel good. However, when it becomes a relationship, you know what I'm saying, you do have to realize that you are dating a woman. And I think that's one of the biggest breakdowns, like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying, with Natalie. She's used to dating men. So she's not used to catering to a woman the way that she would cater to a man. Catering to a man's feelings is completely different from catering to a woman's feelings. So it can make Natalie feel like, damn, like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But she might be doing the right things because all she's been doing her whole life is dating men, and this has worked for her. So now with Easy, it's like, shawty, you just trying to make me a problem. You know what I mean? When that's really not the case. You know what I'm saying? So that is a really, really tricky situation for them.
We should both be open to hearing each other out, or even if you're the one that brought it up, you should still be able to hear something that they said in the conversation, because it's not just about venting, it's about communicating. You know, overall, I definitely could say that, like, I can see how verbally making sure that you know that I'm hearing you and that I care can make the world a difference in a conversation between us when you're bringing something to my attention.
There's actually this quiz I want you guys to do. We don't probably time to do it here, but you should do it offline. So the same person who made love languages made apology languages, and acknowledging that people feel resolved in different ways. There's 5 apology languages. I only think that 3 are really different. I think they were trying to keep with the 5-3 theme. But like, genuinely repenting is important for people. A makeup act might be important for people, or for some people they want someone to take responsibility. So doing that quiz independently and then being like, hey, I know that you said you're sorry, but what I really need to feel like resolved from an issue, like for me, I am an act of repentance. Like, if you broke my camera, buy me a new one. I don't care how sorry you are or how much you didn't intend. Like, that's not what's going to matter to me. I'm like, do a makeup act. Whereas my husband, Jared, is take responsibility. It's so much more important for me, because I could go out and buy him a new camera, but if I never said, that camera meant a lot to you and I was really careless with it, and I really need to do a better job of ensuring that I am careful with your property, he's never going to feel good about that new camera.
Wow.
That's how you
that's
are,
me.
huh? But she's definitely
100%.
responsibility.
Yeah, I'm literally like that. I feel like she's like that with you. Like, you're like, like, buy me a new camera.
Active.
What was it?
It's like an act, I can't remember the actual term for it. It's like an act of restitution, I think it is. But essentially it's like a makeup act.
But I feel like I'm like that too, but more so, I'm curious. I will take this quiz because I'm really curious to hear what the other ones are, because it is about the act to me, but that can get old for me. If you just know to do something to, like, oh, I broke this, I'm going to buy you a new one, like, that wouldn't be enough for me either. I want to know that you're not going to continue to do those things, because it's one thing to...
Well, to be clear, it's not always like a purchasing thing. I mean, doing the quiz is important, because it could be something where it's like, hey, like, I didn't compliment you on your big day. You know, you came home, you made an incredible speech, I didn't talk about it. For For me, it's like acknowledge you didn't talk about it, but what's really going to make me feel better.
I think that I'm like kind of intrigued to take this quiz too. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I think I am more of an act, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to know that, I don't know, when I think that we do have a difference when it comes to how we make up. I'm a type of person where like, I don't want you to buy me shit. I need to feel, you know what I mean, or whatever, that you are really sorry, that it won't happen again. This won't occur, because I feel like if you're not giving me that, then I feel like, okay, then it's fuck the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because what is the point of the apology and making up if we're gonna keep, you know what I'm saying, scratching the surface of the same surface? You know what I mean? I need for you to say, all right, babe, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again, and then for it to never happen again. That's how I'm gonna feel wholesome. So I definitely need to know these apology languages, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, like, this is deep.
Is the next time I can see that you did the action.
Yeah.
Or that same day, instead you actually take the time and say, here's what I really thought.
Yeah.
So if I'm bringing something up, it's because I want to see that action fixed.
Yeah.
Versus I don't need to feel like down the line or I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That to be said, that's kind of an offline thing. I think that acknowledging, you know, how we just did, making it really small, because sometimes problems can be big, making them as small as possible. Like, here's the next thing I want you to work on for us. And then also to ensuring the person heard you and feels heard by you.
Yeah.
And that apology part, you know, kind of to your point about, we already had this discussion hours ago. Why are you still mad? It could be that you didn't speak Easy's particular apology language.
Yeah.
You apologized in your way.
Right. Okay.
I think that's a big thing, though, with you, too. You know that apologies mean a lot to me. And, you know, over the years that you've worked on it so much, but, you know, you got to continue working on it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard. She's grew up in a family where it's like, all right, we stick together. Anything outside of that, we don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Which is so understandable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You go as far as saying we don't really care.
not
about
like we don't really care, but that loyalty and love that I've seen that she has for her family is so admirable versus anybody else. It's just like, okay, that's cool. So I feel like with her, one thing that I always complain about is like, dang, like responsibility is like something that you really need to work on, and being apologetic, that's one of my love languages. As you can see, whenever I do actions, like, I'm sorry, baby, what do you need me to do? Okay, what actions do I need to take to show you that I'm sorry? You know what I'm saying? So that's a huge thing of my love language that I think could be better.
And then lastly, I don't know if we want to make time for this, but we actually did get to loosely do this quiz. But I have a quiz. It's called Turn On Triggers People Should Do. But in essence, it's similar to this. It's like what we're really doing in all of these conversations, just becoming more mindful and less on autopilot. So I think a big, hard place to do that is when it comes to sex. Because we're so used to, like, when it's good, it just naturally happens.
Yeah.
The thing with Turn On Triggers is acknowledging that as you become more intertwined and there's less opportunities for that mystery, that you have to be more intentional about making passion rather than passion being a given. And Turn On Triggers is a way to address, like, what makes you feel hot and bothered? And I want to do that thing to even get you in that space before I try coming on to you. And interestingly, you both found that you are turned on by the exact same thing from each other.
Yeah.
That you feel the other person's not giving to you.
Yeah, and that's
being desired.
You know. In my way, I want to feel desired. I want you to compliment me, tell me I'm sexy every day. And like,
No, nigga, what she's saying is for real, because like this is something that me and my wife go through, and it's because of the simple fact that I think because we do take on an aggressive role in our relationships, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to studs or aggressive females, however you want to label us, you know what I mean, or whatever. I feel like because we play this aggressive role that some women just feel as if we don't have the same needs as them because they're feminine. But it's like, my nigga, I want to feel desired just like you, shot. If I'm like sitting here and I'm telling you, damn, babe, you sexy when you got them thongs on, niggas tell me I'm sexy when I'm wearing these drawers. You did?
I do make it a point. I don't say it every day, but like certain things, like if you're wearing a certain outfit or if you got your hair styled a certain way, like I'd be like, ooh, damn, babe, you look sexy today.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, ooh, like I like your lineup. Your lineup is sexy. Or ooh, that fit you looking sexy. Like, ooh, look at them space buns, babe. You did shit out of them space buns. Like, I get it. I understand. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and then another thing too, and I also just want to speak in my wife's defense, like when it comes down to these things though, you know, it's also a job that we have to do individually, because like what she said is also right. If I'm not feeling secure with myself,
Right.
she can compliment me
10
every
times
day,
a Sunday.
and it's not gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's no longer her fault, because now it's things that I have to change about myself before I can feel wholesome. So I can't blame her for saying, "Damn, baby, you sexy," and just because I don't feel sexy, what she's saying to me
valid.
is not valid, and I do that to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I am in this transition where I am like losing weight, working out, and trying to get better about feeling about myself, because I realize that the problem ain't her, it's me. So it's certain things that I am going to have to change for our relationship to be healthy. Now, when I probably get down to that desired weight that I'm seeking, now next time when I'm walking out of the bathroom and she's like, "Damn, baby, you look good," because I feel good. What she's saying, it will be received. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, this is definitely a good vid.
It is.
You know, treat me like I'm daddy. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm just daddy in the bedroom. I want to feel like I'm daddy all day.
Facts.
You know, not, girl, stop, be quiet. Like, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be like, all right, if I say something, it'd be cool. You'd be like, all right, baby, I got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of always being argumentative, always like, no, I'm not going to say that. You're not going to talk to me like that. You know, it's like, all right, not that you're a yes man, but you're somebody that can turn me on in a way to like, all right, I don't have to say something this time, you know? And let me know that I am desirable and sexy and attractive and fine as fuck, you know, because sometimes it makes me feel like, I feel like, you know, I'm not attractive. Maybe, I gain weight, or is it this, or I'm constantly, let me take my breath, like she doesn't compliment me, you know?
Yeah.
So that would be nice.
Okay. Well, thanks for expressing that. I'll definitely work on that more. And it's crazy because I didn't know that was like such a big thing for you. I know that you've mentioned like a few times, like, "Oh, you didn't tell me I look good," like, or did you like this outfit? So, like, I definitely can take that in and work on that a lot more. Because there's a lot of times I do look at you and I'll be like, "But she looks so good over there," and I wouldn't say it because it might not come naturally to me to say it. But now that I know it would mean something to you, I definitely want to make the like attempts to say those type of things more.
Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like on my end, I think just like taking more action, like you taking more action. I think when it comes to like verbally telling me how beautiful I am and things like that, that means a lot to me. It makes me feel so confident in this relationship, but it doesn't make me feel desired, you know, because it doesn't translate to romance and sex and things like that. Like
Yeah, easy, dog. You just gonna have to grab her by the neck, dog. She missing that thuggy love, my nigga. That's all it is, shawty. Like, that's why these type of situations is so great, because we get in a routine, you guys, and sometimes we really don't mean to just like dismiss our partner's feelings and things like that, but it just happens because work is here, business is here, you're trying to grow, you want to get another car, you want a Tesla. So when you factor in all of those things, we do start losing sight of the most important thing, and that's keeping that person that's next to us happy. Because if they're not happy, then we can't produce the way that we want to produce anyway. So we got to be able to feel it. And that's what I tell her all the time, like on our personal channel. You know what I'm saying? We have a personal vlog channel. If you are not subscribed to Bella and Two, please go over there and subscribe right now, because these are some of the things that we also talk about. But it's crazy because I always be like, damn, babe, if we ain't lovey-dovey in our relationship, how the hell can we do it on the channel? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just one of them type of people too, where like, I can't fake. You know what I mean? If we not vibing, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna know on the camera that we ain't vibing. I can't fake it. Y'all know who I am. A lot of y'all been rocking with me for the last 3 years, so you know how I operate. You'll be able to see right through me, but it does translate. You know what I'm saying? What we do in our crib translate to a lot of things. Work, friendships, it all plays a part. So we do have to start like really, really opening our ears to our significant other. We really do, y'all.
might be able to tell me, "Oh, you're so beautiful," all the time, but if that doesn't make you want to tear my clothes off or just do some really romantic, sweet things to set the mood, like, it almost is just like having a compliment, like, from my mom, because my mom tells me I'm beautiful all the time too.
See what she just did?
I don't mean like in an offensive way, but I'm just saying.
It feels platonic, not passionate.
Yes, platonic, not passionate. Do you get it?
Am I like a mother to you?
No, but No, that's what that's a great way of summarizing. It feels very platonic, not necessarily passion. It's like, wow, she thinks I'm beautiful. So I don't care. I'll walk around the house with my hair crazy because I know she still thinks I'm beautiful, which is so great to feel that like confidence in this relationship. But I do want to feel like there's that passion for me as well.
Perfect.
Is that surprising to you? Did you know that she needed more of that, like?
Yeah, I did, because that's how I am naturally, and that's how I was in the beginning of the relationship. And because of all these things that we are going through, I feel like I've lacked that. You know what I'm saying? So I know it. I've done it. I've seen it. I just got to get back in the groove of everything that we talked about so it can be there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think this was great.
It's amazing.
So good. Thank you so much, Shan.
Thank you for sharing.
She's like, well, I'm gonna get my back blue out tonight. Then you know what I'm saying? About time. You know what I mean? Hey, that we had to come here to get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, all we needed was Shan for me to get my head in the wall. But nah, this was actually a really great thing. You know what I mean? Shout out to Easy and Natalie, because you know what I'm saying. You know, we all see them do the skits and things like this, but you could tell in this video that they was completely vulnerable. They everything was felt. You know what I'm saying? You can't make this type of shit up, because one thing about it, we are all affected by this. We're all in relationships that I know that we can all do better at. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But this was very, very good. And it was very informative. And there's some things that she said in this particular video that I'm going to apply to our marriage, because I feel like there are things that sometimes we suffer in silence, and we shouldn't have to be that way. Especially with the person that we want to spend forever with. If I can't be honest with her, then bro, it looks pretty damn grim. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, it looks very bleak.
I think this was such an eye-opener. I learned a lot. It was so beautiful to watch two of you communicate. The trick is to do this without a person and millions of other people watching.
Wow.
Because whenever we have that, you know, that ideal of like, how are people perceiving me?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're talking about too, that comfortability.
Yeah.
Because this is not a comfortable environment to be in.
Yeah.
So how do we take this
and duplicate it
when we're alone?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's so true.
Put in
we
the
should
work.
always put on a camera. We should start doing that. No, but we don't have to post it. But I wonder if that would be helpful.
That'd be hard to think about a camera.
No, I know, but like, imagine if we're going through something and we're like, dang, we need to talk through this. Maybe it would be beneficial for us to put on a camera to see even like our body language, to see how we communicate with each other. Of course, we'll never post.
That's not a terrible idea. And then second is because it's amazing. When you know a camera's there, you're going to automatically conduct better etiquette. You see what I'm saying? When the camera ain't there, you're going to be yourself. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like the problem that we're running into is that we have to keep that etiquette even when we're upset. If they had a camera coming on, they ain't going to come across the way that they want to come across, because they know that there's millions of people watching. So we're going to give that person the respect on camera. But as soon as that bitch is off, now we're going to go back to the person who we really are, and see, we can't do that. See, it's about learning to practice that etiquette even when nobody's watching. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we can pretend all you want, but the shit's still going to be affected. So that wouldn't be terrible. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that sometimes we don't see how we look. You know what I mean? Like, I tell her all the time, I'm like, babe, your face looks stank. She'd be like, but I'm not doing nothing. I'm like, babe, your face looks stank. I wish I had a camera so you could see it. Maybe that's a great idea. You know what I mean? It might be a good idea.
We could delete it right after watching it. But for educational purposes, that might be helpful for us to see ourselves outside of ourselves, how we will once we edit this, you know? And we don't like want to perceive ourselves even like as like a nasty type of person. Like, so I'm not going to want to watch back and be like, dang, look at me not being understanding at all. So it might make you be more aware. I don't know.
It's a really interesting idea. I think that
It
there's
is.
some fascination to that, because then it does create that level of I still have to impress, because it can get harder when we're in a relationship, and again, we share so much. But I mean, it'd be best to do it if you can just do it for each other, rather than the perception. But you start wherever you need to start.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be for each other too, because I wouldn't want her to see how nasty.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure you wouldn't want me to see that too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be something we could talk about it later and see if we want to try that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Keep talking.
Yeah. Coming up with ideas of things that could work for us. I mean, and obviously that would just be like a practice thing. It wouldn't be like we would do that all the time, but it might create some type of understanding that we didn't have before.
And then if you felt like posting it, you could.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because this is educational.
It is. Yeah. Make sure you guys follow
Thank
Shan.
you.
This was amazing. I'm glad you guys were here. Nisi Gang, we love you guys so much.
Give us some comments below.
Yes, please.
Hopefully
please.
something that you heard today is going to help you in any type of relationship that you're in. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.
We love you.
I actually think this was a very good video. You know what I mean? At first I was looking at the time like, damn, you know what I mean? But I felt like, you know, honestly speaking, I got a lot of takeaways from this video. You know what I'm saying? What happened? But it's a lot of takeaways that I got from this video. Again, people got to stop. We got to normalize therapy being a positive thing. You know what I'm saying? I know back in the day, therapy used to be a sign of weakness, but it's nothing wrong with wanting to be better as an individual or as a couple. You know what I'm saying? So I suggest that a lot of people do this. We've been here, done that. You know
Well,
what
I mean, like Shan said, she's not really a therapist. So it's just like a conversation. And also, like Easy mentioned, that she actually went and physically had a meeting with a therapist, but she felt like the therapist just wasn't getting her there, so she does meditation to help her get
That's what I'm saying, because therapy is not a therapist all the time. Therapy could be anything. Therapy could be waking up and love smelling flowers. That could be therapy for you. So whatever your trigger is, whatever your therapy is, use it, utilize it, incorporate it in your friendships, incorporate it in your relationships, and individually. I like this video.
It was great.
There's a
shout
lot of
out
things
to
to
Evie
talk
and
about.
Natalie, like your freaking vulnerability and just how open you guys were. It was beautiful. It was amazing, and I appreciate you guys for sharing that with us.
For real, it takes a lot to be able to be that transparent, especially in a relationship that is very public. A lot of people do not like to highlight the bad things. They only like to highlight the good things. That's one of the things that I feel like me and my wife pride ourselves on, because we always show all aspects of love, because it's going to be good, bad, and ugly sometimes, and you got to be okay with knowing that. You know what I mean? But with that being said, I need to know how y'all feel in the comments. You know what I'm saying? That you watch it with your significant other. Let us know in the comments. Before you hit off the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and please share the video. And most importantly,
watch those ads.
Watch them ads, man. Like, seriously, there's gonna be a lot of them in this video. You did. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys for coming back and tuning in. And until next video,
We're gonna catch you.
we're gonna catch y'all. Peace.